James Franco would make a good movie.
Bro, I was looking for.
They need to do a comedy. Just do a comedy. Honestly,
it was because James Franco, not James Franco. Brother.
I have no clue. I'm gonna Like, I really don't.
What's the Franco? What's the other Franco? Franco?
Hello, Internet World! Welcome back to another episode of TV Nerdz. I'm your host, Esoteric Child. This is Gabe's Stomach. Y'all kind of stepped into a conversation we was having, because I saw this tweet on Twitter, and it was talking about Ryan Reynolds, and somebody was bold enough, just like everybody else on Twitter, being bold enough to say that he didn't have a bad movie.
Nah.
Like, have you not seen Green Lantern? Like, come on now.
Bro, Green Lantern wasn't good. I'm not gonna hold you. X-Men, the one with
X-Men Origins,
X-Men Origins.
I don't think the movie was bad. It's just the fact of how they were trying to make Deadpool. How they try to make Deadpool, it just wasn't good. Like, they pissed a lot of people off with how they did Deadpool, like, really.
Wesley Snipes and Jessica Alba saved Blade Trinity. Because Ryan Reynolds kind of annoyed the hell out of me.
I mean, I think with that was before Ryan Reynolds just went all out with the comedy, because he was still trying to be the kind of serious actor, but light comedy. But that was before he went all out with the comedy, because he wasn't that funny in Blade Trinity. Like, he really wasn't. Like, he was.
We weren't ready for his humor. I think what it was is we weren't ready for his humor. We watched like 2 Blade movies where it was just nonstop serious action. Yeah, and
then they tried to add a comedic relief character into Blade Trinity, and it's like his comedy wasn't like the breakout comedy. It was just kind of dry humor.
But he also does rom-coms. And I will say this: his rom-coms hit.
Some of his rom-coms do hit though.
His rom-coms be
like hit. What was that one where he was the fat friend that he got skinny in the end? Yeah. That one, I think I don't know, but that one was kind of good.
There was one with Sandra Bullock and him with the proposal. That was a good one.
That's all right.
I can't remember. There's a few. He has a few out there. And then doesn't he do like Waiting or something? Or like he did like some customer service job like Dane Cook did.
I have no clue.
Yeah, all right. I thought he did something like that.
Something.
I could be wrong.
Yeah, but I mean, I think one of his most recent, like, I don't think it was like that recent, but I think the last Ryan Reynolds movies I thought that was really good was Detective Pikachu. Detective Pikachu was actually kind of good.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, some of the realistic Pokemons were kind of weird, but as an overall movie, it was pretty.
Jinx was thick, bro. Jinx was thick. When they made a live action Jinx, I was like, yo, y'all too much for this. Making a black woman.
Nah, but I'm not gonna lie. The live action Charizard, he was too furry. That was too. Like, he's a dragon. Why y'all got him looking like a Beanie Baby?
And Mewtwo looked like his dick was backwards. He looked. It was weird.
Oh god. But I mean, I think for any actor, it's really hard to not have at least one bad movie.
Now here's the thing: the same statement, right? Because I heard someone say the same statement
about who?
Nicolas Cage, and I literally sat down and had to go. They might be right. Like, of the amount of Nicolas Cage's movies out here,
and he's had a lot. He's had a pretty good amount of movies,
bro.
And he's still coming out with movies.
He
too,
got
right?
hits for days. You can watch, like,
I mean, everybody at least knows one. Special. Everybody at least knows one Nicolas Cage movie,
and a solid one at that. They're gonna be like, yo,
Gone in 60 Seconds was a good one. Yo, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, the rom-com, The Family Man, that was a solid one.
What's the one where is that the one where he had stuff thrown on his face? He was a weatherman or something. He was a news broadcaster.
The Family Man.
I think it was a weatherman. I remember he was a news broadcaster or something, and people they hated him because he was telling the weather wrong, and they was just chucking slushies at him, bro. It was effed up. Then he had The Rock with Sean Connery, Gas. Can't
National Treasure.
The first one hit. Second one. Now, I will give a recent one, Wally's World, or whatever. Wally's World with the word. It's the one where he goes and kills a whole bunch of animatronics, the demon possessed animatronics, and they were like murdering. It was like a slasher film.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna hold you. He ain't talked in that. Solid film. Solid film.
So it was like Halloween meets Wall-E.
Yeah. Like, it was like a fucked up Chuck E. Cheese. It was like a fucked up Chuck E. Cheese.
Five Nights at Freddy type of shit.
Yeah. And these things would come to life, and then they were just, and like everybody in the town was in on it. It was fucked. And he ain't say a word. Oh my God. He was picking up bitches too. It didn't make sense. He was just staring girls down and getting women.
That is.
I was like, yo, Nicolas Cage wrote this. But he's.
I guess you could even say Ghost Rider was pretty good.
I'm saying, Ghost Rider wasn't bad. Like, even Next and Knowing weren't that bad. I sat through these going, all right. Like the ending of them pissed me off, but they weren't like so much to be like I don't know, like it was like Fool's Gold, like McConaughey movies, I guess. Yeah. Where you just like, this is a letdown. I thought this would be a lot more. But Nicolas Cage somehow you could still appreciate that this is garbage, but it'd be like, it's good garbage.
Like the movie might be bad, but he's good in it.
Yeah. Shitty actor, regardless. But yeah, Bangkok Dangerous, bro. I sat through that going, this is garbage. Why is he an assassin? Sat through the whole movie going, this is a great movie. It's a solid movie. I don't know how I sat through this going, and then you go into it going,
another
Nicolas Cage movie.
Okay, another one. What about Bruce Willis?
Same. I say he has the same range. You can sit through a Bruce Willis movie going, this is gonna be another action-packed movie. It's probably gonna be shit, and sit through it going, this is pretty solid. It's a pretty solid movie. Like what's the one where he was on house arrest? Not house arrest, but
you talking about Red?
Hostage.
You talking about Red?
Solid. Red 1 and 2 solid.
Oh yeah,
I think it's called Hostage, where his family was taken hostage. He was on hostage, but he always doing some hostage situation. And even though the Die Hard series were long, I feel like they held up way better than the Fast and Furious franchise. If you comparing them to like other action-packed franchises, Die Hard.
I think that's mainly because of the fact that Fast and Furious changed too much. Like, first 3 was just all action-packed racing, everything, and it was a movie for like car heads. But then the fourth one came out, and it was all this mystery, these carts. Everything had to do with the cartel, all this illegal shit. Then the fifth one was just shit blowing up, and then
special ops.
And then up until then, it's just
special ops and jets.
It's just like then right after Fast and Furious 5, it was like Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
Just a whole bunch of insane shit.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Now I work for the police.
Yeah.
Like you work for the same people who try to lock your ass up.
Right.
Like, come on.
And you avoided for years. People come back to life. Han's back. Han's dead.
Oh, yeah.
Letty came back. Like
she's dead.
It's like a comic. It's like a comic book.
Just running through emotions. But no, I can feel that.
Dom turned evil in like the 8th one.
Yeah, but
in the 8th one he
I didn't see that one.
The 8th, I think. Fate of the Furious. That one was when he would turn into the bad guy for like half the movie.
Because he had a jet.
Yeah.
And like,
I didn't see the 9th one though. Like, I'm just like, yo, they talking about going to space.
I can't put the 7th because Paul Walker died.
That's it.
Oh yeah, that one.
Right on that.
Fast and Furious 7. I was like, okay, y'all could have ended it here.
That's
but
it.
2 more. Nah.
They didn't have to do the other one.
They didn't have to do the 8th one.
They didn't have to do any extra.
I think the 10th one's gonna be the last one.
Yeah.
I think they said they're trying to do a couple more.
What more can they do?
What more?
Y'all put a car in space, allegedly. Like, come on. What more can they do?
I mean, you know what?
Blow the world up.
I'm getting tired of them making making reboots and stuff, like an origin and stuff. Because they got a new Alien coming out now too. Another one.
I mean, some of these movies, if they do reboots of it, is like, if they're gonna do it right, like, kind of like with not like Batman, but like with the Batman. like they did Pain with Justice, they're doing something to do justice to something, then maybe. But if you're just rebooting just to reboot it, then no.
It just like I feel like if they are going with this route, with like reboot, like pick movies where people can be like, you can get a fan base to go by.
Yeah.
Fifth Element. You reboot a Fifth Element.
Oh,
and cameo Bruce Willis.
I'm there. Another Bruce Willis classic.
Fire.
Like, I'm there.
Fire, bro.
I am there.
I mean,
you talking about better special effects? Like the special effects in The Fifth Element, that was good for the time. But
for 90s movie,
you talking about like 2022?
Yeah,
like come on, it's gonna be crazy, man.
And like I feel like there has to be. I don't know why no one did it, but we bullied Hedgehog, but we didn't bully the Matrix. We seen what they was about to throw out at us.
We cyberbullied.
We need to start cyberbullying.
This is the only time I would accept cyberbullying. Like we cyberbullied a whole studio and made them spend millions of dollars to reanimate Crash.
You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't gonna have this nonsense. You ain't gonna have this. No.
What they were trying to give us was like no.
And so like we need to start being more forceful on that. Because a reboot that was good was Doom. So it's like if we can start doing these in movies, bro, it's solid. Because like if not that, turn them into series and tell a different story.
Speaking of series, a new series came to Paramount Plus, based on an Xbox game, very popular one too. The new Halo series is now out on Paramount Plus. First episode just dropped. I watched that right before I got here.
Is it good?
It's solid. For someone who is not really that big of a Halo fan, mainly just because of the fact I'm a Sony person, but it was solid. It was a pretty solid first episode. I'm excited to see how the series is going to go.
I'm curious too because it's not the same. None of them played the game. None of them know a storyline. I guess they watch like YouTube run throughs.
Yeah, they probably did what most people do. They just watched all the walkthroughs for Halo and just was like, okay, let's try to make a series out of it. But I think because that is something I do think about sometimes, because especially with like certain series, they pick actors or people who don't really know much about it. Like the Wu-Tang series on Hulu. The actor who plays RZA, he wasn't really a fan. I wouldn't say he wasn't a fan, but he didn't really know much about Wu-Tang. He wasn't like a diehard Wu-Tang fan. So, some people are just like, how you're gonna play RZA and you don't know nothing about Wu-Tang. But then again, I mean,
it's a job.
Yeah, if he played a great RZA, and I think for some people, like I'm just thinking like this is probably how they're thinking. If you get someone who's not too diehard of a fan to do this series, it's probably easier to guide them. Nah. And plus, you have the members of Wu-Tang to guide you as well. So that's enough already.
I want them to keep that same energy they do about races and stuff. Because like I feel like if I'm acting for a role and I don't know them, they're gonna just sub me out for they'll just sub me out. If I'm not that race, they'll sub me out even though I could like play the role. If I don't know the role and I'm not a fan of it, they're gonna coach me and guide me through it. You know what I mean? I'm just acting a role.
Yeah.
So like I feel like if like in my opinion, they should have gotten somebody who know about Wu-Tang Clan and stuff. Because like if the person wasn't black, they still couldn't do. You know what I mean? They still couldn't do the role. There's so much controversy now in just acting. You might as well just keep the same energy across the board, but they don't. And like that's kind of annoying.
I mean, I guess some studios think that if you pick someone who's too diehard of a fan for something, like you'll probably get too much pushback from the actor, and that's just gonna shake the room like in the like when it comes to filming, because it's like you're gonna get those back and forths between actor and director, and it's like it's the director's job to frame the story.
I guess I'm not saying that part, but I guess what I'm saying is like opinions should be welcomed, especially now in this day and age when it's not like you have to like stop the footage and actually use up tape. It's all digital now, so like the amount of times you can say let's try this and let's do this role, let's do this, you can try more things and be more open to it.
Yeah,
have the diehard person.
Yeah, nowadays it's much easier to really just let's try Just like
cut.
Back then when you was doing film reels, it's like, hey, I mean, you had to be perfect. You had to be like, okay, look, we got this much film left. We got to do the scene, do it right. You know,
one take, yeah. That's all the explosives we got for it too.
So especially with explosives. You know,
blow it up right. You know, when movies still just be like, hey, put the scene in there anyway. What? It don't even. Hey,
that's kind of the same thing that happened with The Dark Knight. When the hospital exploded.
Oh,
when Heath Ledger was walking away and then the explosion didn't happen, and he had to improvise that whole thing because that was a one take thing. So
that was solid too. The improvisation.
Yeah, the improvisation was definitely good.
But that's what I'm saying. Be diehard of a fan of that to get that like acting out of it.
I think for certain characters you do need a diehard fan. Like if you're gonna play Joker, you kind of have to know. You got to really embody that character. There's no 1 foot in, 1 foot out. That's what I'm saying. Like when it comes to Halo, how many fans of Halo are there? So if you start acting not like Master Chief, you know what I mean? Like you're gonna really start pissing off the fans of the show. And you lose viewership. You're gonna have people be like, "Yeah, this show's trash," because the Halo Master Chief would never act like this or never say certain things. Because the characters you're choosing now and the shows you're making have such iconicness. It's first Xbox. Oh yeah. You know what I'm saying? We're going back. First Xbox. It's not like it's the not big like, black box, basically. Yeah. Like literally, why they call it an Xbox? Like this thing had the bulkiest controller that didn't fit for anybody's hands. Man. Whose hands did that fit for? Man, had buttons that made no sense. White and black. What'd they do?
In the corner.
And ain't what they do. Ain't no one.
In certain games, it's like cut on the light or something.
Exactly. It was stupid, bro. It was stupid.
Just useless buttons. Like, come on.
It was useless buttons. It was a controller that was basically a weapon. You used it as a blunt object. And then you brought out Halo at that. So like everyone like who was our age, like that's like our age now. So 30-year-olds you got who can afford Paramount Plus are gonna be fans of this show. And if this don't hit, you need to have a diehard fan who know about Halo. At least the actor got to know about Halo, if not the writer. Somebody in there got to be the A. You got to have some, like for a lot of these films, especially for video game-based films, you got to have someone who knows, like who's a gamer who knows video games or who knows the particular game. I think this goes on beyond to anything that has such large fan bases. Because like the same could be said for like anime shows too. Oh, especially for Sonic. Like when it came for Sonic, like no cap. No matter what age you were, every fan of Sonic came out. Like when that first trailer dropped and we saw what Sonic was going to look like, we like, nah, go back. Robotnik saved the whole show, bro. If it wasn't for Jim Carrey's role, if it wasn't for his acting.
Well, not only that, what he said.
And he's saying too, and I've been saying, like, but the combination of the two, you got a second one coming out with Knuckles. Oh yeah, we all hyped for it. Idris Elba playing Knuckles too. Like, come on, it's gonna be gas, son.
And they got Tails.
And Tails.
And then y'all saw the cover, right? The poster.
Yeah.
What?
For the second.
It's basically the same as the cover for the second game. Like, come on, man.
Thing was looking total nostalgia.
They just had his hair, and so if you.
You can't fuck that up. You can't fuck that up.
You ain't gonna get bullied again. You don't want that heat. So they made sure that it's like we're gonna make sure this game, the poster gonna be like the cover. Yeah. No copy.
There's just no room for mistakes.
There's certain things you should just copy.
You should. That's what I'm saying. Avatar, the fan base for Avatar, and then you put out that whack ass movie.
I didn't even. First of all, I didn't even watch the movie. Like literally, I did not.
And then they left.
You
don't know what happened.
It sucked that it was backed by Nickelodeon Studios and everything. I thought money. And then next thing you know, like I didn't watch it because I heard so many bad reviews. I'm just like, why would I waste my time?
Dragon Ball.
Yep,
same thing. So if you like everything.
I didn't watch that one either.
It has to go across the board of like if they're.
I think for Dragon Ball, if they were going to do a Dragon Ball like live action movie, they need to have Japanese actors. That's just my opinion. You need to just have Japanese actors.
Actually, you might be right because remember they did a short. It was a short with like some Japanese actors and they was going Super Saiyan. There was some green screen, bro. It was gas. They did some good fighting and some editing on it.
Yeah, send me that.
And there's some bulky Japanese people. So come on now.
Yeah,
you can find that.
And then they do some good work over there. I ain't gonna. They Japanese like the Japanese movies with the crazy flying and jumping on the air and stuff. They be some heat. Jackie Chan be putting out the Iron Monkeys and stuff. There's a sit through. That's another actor. Jackie Chan a movie that wasn't gas.
I think that's just the fact that like a lot of his movies are foreign films, and it's all kung fu movies, and it was during the era.
Jackie Chan?
Jackie Chan.
And it was during the era where kung fu movies was just that thing,
bro. Even now, even the Foreigner.
Oh, the Foreigner was gas for sure.
Yo, it's insane.
All 3 Rush Hours.
I will say this, like
Jackie Chan.
as he getting on this, we're not gonna count him. I'm gonna count him like Michael Jordan came back for the Wizards.
right.
I'm gonna do like that. The ones that's kind of coming out now, they kind of.
He's not doing the same stunts as more.
He's getting much older. He's getting older,
and he can't do that shit no more. But when he was
like,
in his
you talk
prime,
like you talk about a person who's broken every bone in his body and doesn't care.
Nice guy, fan.
Like, come on now.
Sit through it to this day. You can sit through that. This nice guy. Rumble in the Bronx. Run it right now.
The Karate Kid.
What?
Him as Mr. Miyagi.
The Drunken Master.
Oh,
what? Throw it way back.
I got that in my classics. I should have it on the wall. I'm gonna
throw
grab
it
that.
back, girl. When he had took it to the head and then whoop up on homeboys.
Down the hatch.
Whooped up on homeboys.
That's where drunken style came from, man.
I was like, this
Yo, I wonder, like, when it comes to kung fu, I wonder who really invented drunken style. Like, how was that invented? Was someone really that drunk and just had to beat niggas' asses?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Cause just watching someone do drunken style, like any kind of drunken style kung fu, like it's so smooth with it too. It's just.
But in certain, there's a few games. I think it's Virtual Fighter. I think Virtual Fighter has a character in it, and like if you drink too much, you can't play. So in Jackie Chan's kid and like Drunken Master, if he drank too much, he couldn't fight. Like there's a balance to like how.
That's why it was forbidden.
Yeah. So because you don't know how much to drink, you just continue drinking. But like, there's a point.
I guess it just depends on your alcohol tolerance.
Right. That's why it's so dangerous. That's why it's like a dangerous fighting style. No one knows how much alcohol you could take. You can get
do you really have to be drunk to do drunken style? Like, yeah. Because I thought it was just like the smooth transition.
It's not drunk, but I think it's buzzed. I think it's like one of those you gotta at least kind of feel it. Because if I'm mistaken, it was when it was a fighting style for when you're lit. Because the samurais or fighters would be turning up at the end of the night. You still gotta square up on somebody.
Yeah, you don't know who's
the basic version of it, hood niggas been doing it for the longest. we go to the liquor store, go get drunk, and then we teach ourselves how to whip the car while being drunk.
Just do something.
Oh man,
that's a drunken style right there.
Yo, you want to see something?
The whip.
You want to see something?
You want to see something? Boom, boom, boom.
Yo, what happened to your rims? Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. But I feel like those are the movies and actors that you can't. We're losing, but we're finding new ones. But now the directors and studios need to get off this train of remakes and reboots.
Well, I think it's just the fact that I think some studios are just, some of them are just scared to take a risk with an original like screenplay. Yeah. So, cause we've seen some original movies that is just. Some were hit, some were missed. But that's just the movie industry in general. So they rather just say, hey, this is a classic. We're going to bring it back. You know, the 90s babies and 80s babies are so nostalgic. They're going to come. You know, you're going to have that instant box office, you know, just because of this reboot. Everybody's going to. So it's just a safe bet. Like right now, Hollywood is just, they're trying to play it safe just to get money.
But you're gonna start losing. I'm telling you, you're gonna start losing because at this moment, movies when they come out now, I don't even be looking for them. I look for more for series now because like Coming to America.
I didn't see Coming to America too.
I didn't see it.
It didn't hit. I mean, it was.
A lot of people have been saying. A lot of people were just saying like, it was just like Coming to America 1, but just more. It was 2-star studded.
Yeah.
I think what would turn me off from seeing a movie is if it's too many stars. Like if you're just gonna jam pack a bunch of celebrities in there and call it a movie, like no.
But it's not that it jam packed celebrities. It jam packed celebrities from the original movie. Original movie celebrities weren't celebrities then. That's when you know what I mean.
That was when they were rising.
That was now they're
It's jam packed.
Yeah, and it's like that's what made it weird. You know what I mean? Like And then it was like, yeah, we get it. It was nostalgia, but you could have brought them, but then have the other new celebrities.
I mean, Dolomite Was My Name was a good one. That was a good one.
I didn't see Dolomite.
Yeah, but that's a whole, like, from his original conversation, it's like, that's a whole nother built cast.
Yeah.
But then, like when Common America came in, we loved it just off the sheer power of Eddie Murphy.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, really, nobody else was known. Samuel Jackson wasn't really that big. Like, he was big for the black community.
The pops for the daughter wasn't pop. You knew of him of the
John Witherspoon.
Yeah,
right.
You knew of him, but
but he was still coming up.
Right, and then you had Arsenio Hall.
He was still coming up.
Mm-hmm. So
But now that these guys are they're big names now.
And then too at the time your big stars were your James Earl Jones,
right,
and then the Queen, because like they were who's this Queen? The girl, I think she was the same one who played.
I forgot her name.
Didn't she do Will Smith? No, I felt like she was in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh no, not you talking. No, I don't think so.
Oh no. You talking about James Earl Jones' wife?
Yeah, in Coming to America.
No.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. I know those two actors and actresses were like A stars at the time, and so you had Eddie Murphy and him, and like along with that. So it's like that was your packed cast.
And then you got what's the name too, homeboy that was the manager.
Right, yeah.
He come from Roots. Boy, that's if you don't get no more blacker. And Good Times, boy. What?
You talking about the one who played it? Oh yeah.
So it was like all these like actors and actresses were to come up at the time. Mm-hmm. Now you bring them in. You added extra Wesley Snipes, Leslie Jones. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You adding like extra stars.
I think
Rick
DC
Ross in there.
Yeah, Ross was in there. DC Young Fly, I think he was in there.
You know what I'm saying?
I think also Tiana Taylor was in it too.
And it's like if that was the case, you could have taken out James Earl Jones. You know what I mean? You could have taken out
just have a brand new cast,
and leave Leslie Jones, leave the ones who are new of our time,
and just have it be for the new generation.
Right, but they didn't do that, and so and then that's what I'm noticing across the board seems to be the trend for
bring back nostalgia, add new people to it.
Matrix was the same thing. He brought back a few of the cast members, the main ones, but then the storyline doesn't make sense because why are they even here? Mm-hmm. You know,
like honestly, it's like why even bring back Morpheus if you weren't going to bring back Lawrence Fishburne?
Right. And then how can Niobe be this old if you guys you're in the future for God's sakes? You haven't figured out how to make people live longer, but yet Trinity and Neo look like they're still the same age. You got robots working right next to you. Turn to dust and back into people. And come on, blood. Mm. I would be mad if I was Niobe going, how am I getting old around y'all? Turn me into a robot by now. Run this. So it's like, I mean, that's just my own benefit. That's my own pet peeve with the movie. But I'm just saying, like, those type of things it's just making reboots not look forward.
Like I'm saying, it's just the easiest way to get a bag. Like they're not worried about creativity. They're not worried about impact because they're just trying to do this. They're just trying to do the same thing over again.
All right. I guess we can close it out.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, here's a little debate that we can do because I know there's been I've seen some like debatable topics, and I think one of them I definitely want to get into. All right, so I saw this one post on Facebook, and it was saying, if you had to, whose history would you delete forever, Spider-Man or Batman?
Delete?
Yeah, comic history. Who you deleting? Either Spider-Man or Batman.
I guess to be cruel, I guess I would say I'd delete Spider-Man.
Yeah, I'll probably delete Spider-Man
That's only because you're a DC fan.
I mean, I'm a DC fan, but at the same time, like Spider-Man still is a lit storyline.
Yeah.
It's something that I still go over to Marvel for. Like, you miss me with the Wolverine, so because no, not all of it, but I'm saying like Origins was not all that great. Like I said, there's like they didn't do the Wolverine justice like Jack Nicholson did the character justice, but how they did it is like
he becomes a samurai.
Fox could have did better than that. Fox fucked up on that and Spider-Man. Okay, with that third one. But anyway, that's a whole other story.
He
but
right.
Batman's roots is just too deep. Like I like fuck the rest of DC. Okay, you miss me with the rest of it. Batman alone holds weight by itself as his own like origin, like his own characters and everything like that.
Yeah.
If I had to make a choice, I'm deleting whoever came up with this goddamn scenario. Cause like,
you gotta make a choice though.
I mean, that's just hard because they're both like just fan favorites.
One has to die.
Like, yo, we just seen this choice. Year. People came out for
both
for Spider-Man and the Batman.
It's okay if you want to do Batman.
Like, come on, man.
I know you're a Spider-Man fan. Go ahead, do that.
I mean, I'm a fan of both. Like, I love Batman, love Spider-Man. You know. Both of their video games be fire. Like the Arkham series, one of the best Batman video games ever. And I can't wait for Gotham Knights. Gotham Knights is gonna be that heat.
Yeah, I think
and the Amazing Spider-Man 2 and Marvel Spider-Man 2 is gonna be some heat because they're gonna bring in Venom. So it's gonna be some heat.
Ain't a Spider-Man game out there that didn't hit for me.
I mean, some of the earlier ones.
What?
Like, you know,
man, that's what started.
Yeah, which one?
Not. I mean, like, I'm talking about the one like before they actually perfected this, the swinging.
Yeah.
Even though, like,
even those still hit.
Like, I think that was Spider-Man 2 where they actually you could swing across across the city, and that's when you was able to actually perfect it.
When you go over to the Empire State Building and do the drop.
I mean, graphic shit right now, but still, for at the time of where graphics was at, it was
crispy.
Just,
wow, that was.
And then like I would spend hours not even doing shit,
just swinging,
teeing up, rolling up on people, squaring up,
saving the world,
beat up a bunch of people, and then just take off on the web.
And then Batman basically took that same formula where you could
glide all over it.
I think for me, the reason why I would delete Spider-Man is because I feel like it's too close to home in a way where it's like it could be reality in a sense. Besides the powers, it could be reality in the sense of like
they both in New York.
Yeah,
Gotham is New York. Stop.
Yeah, but my family ain't rich. Peter Parker family ain't rich either, so that's more close to home.
Okay, I got you.
That would be like, damn, yeah, Aunt May or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I can understand that. You can relate to that. So, like, I don't need that story. But can you really relate to Bruce Wayne?
I mean, I think that's probably that's what. I think that's really what made Spider-Man such a lovable character because he's so relatable. Yeah, because outside of being a superhero, he's such a vulnerable person, and that vulnerability is what really made him a very likable character.
Yeah, I feel you. But I'm looking to get out of that world to go to Batman, kick ass.
You just like the fantasy, basically. Just to have the fantasy of just being rich.
It's not fantasy.
Literally, like, think about it. You gotta really think about this. Yes, when this shit takes off for us, we are all gonna be in that same fucking scenario. Cause you gotta think about it. You gonna be making deals and sponsorships and stuff like that with certain people, and when you get into that contract or whatever, you don't know what they are or what they're capable of, and they might be a part of something else, and they just by association your ass.
And then we can fashion some gadgets. I can't shoot web out my wrist.
Hey, you have web shooters.
And I can't climb on walls.
Come on. Two out of the three Spider-Mans had web shooters.
I ain't got no Peter Tingle.
Like, come on.
Ain't got none of that, dog. I'll cut.
But if you took discipline
What?
You can be Batman.
I can be a Batman. Well, let me sign up for a Taekwondo class right now.
Now, while you playing, let this shit get where it gets.
What?
Some of my money going in for that Batmobile.
Cave. I'm gonna get a Bat Cave.
I'm gonna get that Batmobile.
I'm gonna have the shit. I'm gonna ship a container and it's gonna be on hydraulics. I'm gonna ride. What? Shit. Usually you laugh.
Just to go to my office.
This guy.
Just so you laugh, but it's gonna be the most gangster. Where's his garage? I don't see no garage. It's in the ground. That's the hardest shit in the world, boy.
Yo, which Batmobile would y'all say is the best? Like out of all the live action Batmans, which Batmobile y'all say is the best?
I'm gonna like this latest one. This latest one is more for me. It's this latest one. It's more realistic of a car.
Right.
It's more,
which I'm okay with.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the second year Batman.
But no. But I'm saying like it makes sense. Like, all right, Dark Knight's Batmobile. Really, yo, your clearance. What clearance you got, my dog? You go you go through an alleyway too narrow. You fuck.
Yeah.
Dog,
Like,
and then it comes out with the Bat Cycle.
Yeah.
If it destroys, it comes out with the Bat Cycle. That's lit.
With the cycle.
I'm okay with the Bat Cycle.
I'm okay.
Yeah, the Bat Cycle.
That's at least
that
realistic.
was dope. But
the
bro.
tumbler, the damage that you cause to the city, like you
we
literally.
and he go get milk. Take the tumbler, go get milk.
Scaring everybody in the parking lot.
Now go park your car. You
Where?
take up 4 spots minimum,
Where?
3 spots minimum.
You got to park.
Batman
like
don't need to park no damn
You
where.
gotta park all the way in the back and
Right.
walk
You got to
your
treat
ass.
it like a semi or Winnebago
Yeah.
or some shit.
Bro, it's stupid.
And when he made that shit fly in the third one,
Shit.
Oh,
that shit was
like
lit.
on.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah, he was
why are we in this car? Like, this ain't a car.
And took off.
That shit was lit.
That was cool though. I ain't gonna hold you. That was cool. But
That'll get you out of Jammy Jam.
is that a Batmobile? Or is that a?
I think that was just an attachment to the
Batcopter
Batmobile.
then, right?
Like a
It's the
copter.
Batcopter.
I think it was just a Bat Jet.
Because it did do the same as copters.
Yeah. But nah, if we're doing vehicles, these are this newest one.
What about the Justice League Batmobile?
That same issue. That's a wire up, bro. That thing was wired too.
Yeah.
Like
Really, all the other
all of them
cars
was
really don't make sense.
Yeah, because
Everything else prior to that looked like dicks.
Look, he did.
Bro.
It's like why the back so damn like why the front so damn skinny?
Because they was trying to copy the Cruella de Vil, model, but it didn't look right. It just was
it's like come on,
2
now.
testicles in the back
Like,
for tires, bro.
he was like really flexing his penis, like how much money he had. With like regardless whether he was in the suit or not, he was just like, yeah, look at my dick.
He had shit shoot at the headlights, bro.
Right.
Right. During the bike scene with Robin. Had me done, bro. The only one that makes sense is the newest one now.
And then just for nostalgia, I would get the old one, the 1966.
Yeah.
Just
drop top.
Yeah.
The drop top. Yeah. Pull up with the
I'm sorry, like if you Batman, why you need a drop top? Why your shit gotta be drop top?
Because when you hit that ejecto seat, the pop on.
Because at the time, air conditioning was very hard to come by.
Leather suit, fam.
Air conditioning wasn't not a thing in every car, so you just had to
You think he had AC in the tumbler?
No.
Ain't no way. You put everything. Where the bike gonna? You know what I'm saying? The bike gotta fit somewhere.
They had air conditioner like in the house, but I don't think it was in cars yet.
Yeah,
so you had to put some ventilation in there.
Cut the whole roof off. Makes sense.
Put the windows down.
Makes sense. Nah, lose it.
His original was I think it was a 19.
Was it a Ford? Was it a Ford?
Yeah, it was a Ford car.
Yeah.
It was just a regular car.
They just put the Batman symbol, stuck that symbol, magnet. Doom.
It's like here's your Batmobile.
Yeah, that was the 1940s. That was funny.
Nah.
Oh my god.
So which one would you get though? Now,
Which one?
Now you gotta choose.
Which one hit?
I mean, the newest one definitely did. It was like that engine was purring. I'm just saying, like that engine was purring. I'm like,
man.
yo,
Bro, the shocks on that.
sound like.
He had some.
Man.
Come on, man.
Shocks on that.
Yo,
man,
he
too.
had some imaginary shocks. That car would have been done.
I was like, no way.
He went to a whole explosion.
Man.
Penguin just thinking, yeah, I got that. He's like,
guys with a pop.
I like, wait a and the way it landed, I'm like, wait a damn minute.
Right. And then the way he pit maneuver, what's her name? Ain't no way that car would have made it.
It was raining.
Right. Slippery.
I would got the Christian Bale one though, by the way.
You get the tumbler?
The Christian Bale one, yeah.
That's your daily
with
driver?
With the bat cycle? Like, come on.
It's a daily driver too?
No, it's still like, if you want to do some shit, we got some hurricanes, bring the tumbler out.
What?
Streets gonna be fucked up anyway.
That's the problem though. That shit, how you gonna deal with a flood? That shit low riding anyway.
It don't matter.
It don't.
I never seen that one go through water. And if you got the bike attachments, that don't. Think about it.
It's an imagination.
That's a real car right now.
For sure.
I mean, the motorcycle is real. You can actually get one of those.
You get the car too. It's in London. They made it.
Tumbler?
Yeah, they made the actual vehicle.
Yeah, but they made it for like street. They made it
smaller. Oh, they made it smaller now?
Yeah.
It ain't wide.
It's a one-seater. Ain't no way.
I mean, it's supposed to be a one-seater anyway. The Batmobile was supposed to be a one-seater anyway.
No, in the movie it was a two-seater.
Yeah.
What, one in the front, one in the back?
Yeah, he had Rachel sitting there just drugged out.
Yeah, you remember Rachel was in the back. She was losing.
Stay with me, Rachel.
Stay with me,
Rachel. She was looking up at the stars, and they're all going crazy. That shit was hitting.
She got that PCP.
That wet, boy.
She got that wet.
She had that Wayne Brady moment.
Oh,
man. Oh, my God.
So.
All right, man. It's y'all. That's been part of our episode. So let's get into some good, bad, and what the fuck. All right. So for our first topic, this came out earlier in the week, and it says that the Maury show it's been on the air for 31 seasons. After this season, it's going to be coming to an end.
I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, I can't remember the last time I watched Maury, but
I don't even bro.
But
it got us through. Back in the
back in the day. Back in the day.
What?
Definitely.
This man, we grew up with this man. I know. I'm 30. I was there when his show aired. One.
When that man had the long goofy hair.
You know what I'm saying?
Dog, they was showing some of the throwback videos, and this man, I'm like, yo.
He had a 2-inch stage.
That man was looking old in the first season.
That's a white people agent. He looked
Dog.
But nah, it's.
I think this just shows that, guys ain't deadbeats like women think they are now. Ain't nobody going up to the Maury show these days. They know who their daddy is, bro.
I mean, here's the thing though. He's retiring. Who's the longest running cameraman he had? You know what I'm saying?
Probably the one that's always running after the women that run.
What's his name? We need to start since the show's coming to an end. Highlight the behind the scenes of people.
You know what? There should be a shirt. We need to highlight our cameraman. You got to have good knees.
You know what I'm saying?
Carrying around like 400 pounds.
That man got good shoulders. That man got good shoulders. That man fit.
And he holding the old camera too. He ain't got the new ones we got. No,
I wonder like some of the new episodes actually they did upgraded cameras. I wonder they did.
They had to. They probably had a union argument or something like, bro.
You got the big cables, man.
I hear it.
It's like, oh my God, like you're not the father. Oh, go. Like I'm running out of slack. Come on,
give me some slack. Keep it loose.
Like
keep it loose.
Keep the camera on her. She's out the door. Like, come on.
What I tell you? No locked doors. You cranking cables.
Oh my God. But
yeah, that's unfortunate. But
I mean, Maury's gonna be good.
Yeah, no,
like Maury's set.
He got money.
Like I don't think he needs a show.
He probably gonna what's gonna happen. He probably gonna do like movie cameos and stuff. Cause I can see him do like Springer did that.
He probably gonna do some show cameos. Like didn't Jerry Springer end too? So now all that's left is still Will Coates.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of his.
I haven't seen. I only seen a couple episodes, and like there was this one episode where literally all he does is literally just yell at people.
Yeah,
I'm just like, okay.
I just berates them. I mean, it's warranted. The berating is warranted.
Oh yeah, of course. Nah, some of the people he yelling there is just wild. I'm like, yo, you should be beating his ass, not humiliating the guy. But like, yo, for sure, it's just it don't hit.
One of them though, it's more wild than the Springers because I feel like Jerry Springer and Maury, they had the bodyguards, but because of Sam Wilco, he is the bodyguard.
Yeah, he was. I think he was the bodyguard for either. Which one was it for Maury or was it for Jerry Springer? Oh, for Jerry Springer. Oh yeah.
And but he allowed he'll get in the scuffle every now and then. I've seen him. He be with the fights.
But like final thoughts on it. I mean,
yeah.
Hey, 31 seasons. That's good for daytime television.
Yeah,
he good.
He good. He set for retirement.
He was one to retire in the past, and they still
he wanted to retire like a couple seasons ago. But then he was like, you know what, just do a couple more seasons, whatever. But yeah, let's go on to our next topic. All right, for our next topic, it was a Big Boy interview that Lotto had did, and she was discussing, her album and everything, the whole rollout for when rappers do. But she mentioned that when kind of like finalizing her album and everything, getting everything set, there was a male artist who wasn't trying to clear his verse or clear the song because of the fact that she wouldn't sleep with him. And a lot of people on Twitter just saying, yo, she should have said his name, something, whatever. But I mean, I think what she did was noble. Just you didn't have to like air his name out or whatever,
Yeah. I mean, it's business. Like, you just say it's bad business. Like, don't do business.
And I mean, because we hear about this type of stuff in the industry like a lot, and especially with women in the industry, we hear about this a lot. We're hearing more about it. So I think it was noble for her to actually just be brave enough to bring that to light, because a lot of stuff like that happens in the music industry, and it sucks, and especially for women being more the front, like more in the front for artistry.
I mean, I feel like what she should do though is like market it. If it is a thing that has happened in this business, you can put it into your work.
Well, like just come out with a song like
why not? Put it into the lyrics. You know what I mean? Like, this is your art. This is your thing. This is your truth. The person has to now come up with the verse or whatever to rebuttal back. And now,
I mean, do you feel like she should have said this artist's name?
No. She should say, like, if she is to do it, it should be when it's like there should be a value to this. You know what I mean? And as it stands now, I guess the value would be to bring it to light. That's a somewhat of a value thing. But in terms of like what value is it to her right then and there to out this person's name out? She doesn't get like.
I mean, some people are already making like assumptions ever since the track list came out, and I mean it's mostly male artists who are featured on it. So,
you know what I'm saying?
But like he said, if you care about your money, you ain't gonna get that name out just yet. You want to control that narrative.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
And then when it's time, boom. But
fire
by this time, you done built your name up. You done built your money up. Interest is worried about you. All that good stuff.
Like not to put her in the same boat, but like when you see like these Stormy Daniels, like the stripper and stuff, the porn star or other women who have like these stories with congressmen, they don't fire them off right away. But you wait, let them know it's the right time, book a movie, documentary, and you get your credit and money coming in type thing.
Yeah. Next topic, because this one's gonna be wild. So, somebody thought it was a good idea that So there's this video that's been making its rounds all over social media, all over on Twitter. Someone rented a Tesla and decided to, basically airborne it. They made that bitch go airborne, and they end up losing control and crash into a bunch of other cars.
This nigga watched Shang-Chi 10 Rings in.
That one scene with that car was lit though. But honestly, bruh, like I've almost went airborne with my own car with a car before. Like with them little hills or whatever. Like I literally almost went airborne. I'm like, yo, no.
Have you been to San Francisco though?
No, them hills is wild.
Fam, you don't know shit, son.
Nah, LA got some hills too. Nah. I drove in LA. LA got some hills, but them things.
I had like a bottle of soda, some juice, fell out my hand, it was gone. It was gone. When I say gone, bro, like I looked down and it did the Campbell's commercial. Or the beef.
Oh yeah. Oh no, the Chef Boyardee commercial.
That rolled that, bro. When I say it was gone, bro, I say blocks, blocks down the hill. I was like, yo, I'm tight.
I mean, those hills be looking tempting, but it's like, nah, man, I ain't trying to know.
My dad had to get out the car because it was too much for the taxi's car. It was too much weight in the car. It was just 4 of us total, including the driver. But because the hill is like this. Man's car. You have to get out, my G.
What? You gotta walk this thing. Come on, man.
At the end of the block.
Conspiracy theory. Tesla played this little boy to go ahead and do
what? He need that money up, fam.
Just to get the publicity.
I need that gas prices. How solid was the car? In terms of an accident, the driver walked away, right?
Shit was fucked up. He's walked away. No one got hurt, but the shit was fucked up.
If I remember correctly, the story.
Safety.
The driver had to turn himself in. Not only did he walk away, he left. You know what I'm saying?
Safety.
Parked.
I'm sitting in that mental space.
The shit is still doing rolling stops though. Like, come on, man.
Safety Jim Carrey.
No, shit. Bro. But bro, please be careful with these cars. I mean, come on now. It's dog, them batteries, bro. Like, if the accident would have been worse, them batteries exploding, bro. Nah, bro. You can't be doing that with these cars, man.
I mean, so we see it with Tesla, though. Someone run that shit with the IO. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what all these electric cars can handle. Now we got a benchmark.
You're going to be seeing more safety shit with some of these more electric cars. Like, ain't no way, man.
If he left the scene,
he left the
scene.
Have
to go to the hospital. You good,
bro? He had turned himself in.
These other car companies gonna be like, all right, we gotta
step up.
Yeah. Yo, but for our next topic, we have California's trying to get a law passed where parents can sue social media sites or social media companies if their kids get addicted to social media. I mean, I think it's just kind of ridiculous, but I can kind of see like if it's addiction to the point like your kid gets hurt from it, like from social media, then yeah, you should be able, like, because now all these social media companies are like, we're gonna make it safer for children because we're seeing that more younger kids are getting on social media, so we're trying to make it safer for children. So yeah, if your child gets hurt because of social media, yeah, you should be able to sue. But as far as addiction, like, that's your job. You should be monitoring. You should be monitoring what your kid, how much social media time your kid's having.
Well,
so
I mean, it kind of I would agree with you if it wasn't for that lady that became the whistleblower. She clearly like ousted them with documentations and like she showed the receipts on like
and basically saying that their
algorithms,
they're doing this on purpose to make them
so then addicted. Like if that's the case, you're deliberately, and then not only are you the algorithms deliberately,
not just children but everybody,
but they're also saying that like the warning messages or like the stuff that they are getting that should be flagged and isn't, they know it's not. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you're aware of it and your people internally are telling you and you still let it go by and a whistleblower made it known now, this law makes sense now because like it's not by choice that my kid's getting addicted now. You're like now it's like someone now lacing it with fentanyl. You know what I mean? Where I just wanted regular weed, Regular weed was good with regular weed, but now you done laced it with fentanyl. Now, he's the drug dealer. We're gonna snitch on you because you giving out bad stuff. You get the whole thing makes sense now. It just saying in that regard, it makes sense because like you could do better. You could just not make the algorithms like TikTok. You could not make TikTok so toxic. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't on TikTok, so I don't know how toxic that shit could be.
Why aren't we all? We're all not on TikTok. Why is that? Because we all know how toxic that shit is. So it's like if we as adults. We should, but we even
business wise, we should. Right? But as far as like me personally, it's like I'm not gonna waste my time going to TikTok. Like, it's fun to watch. Yeah, but if I want to do that, I'll watch the reels on Instagram. Reels on Instagram is basically TikTok.
World Facebook, stuff like that. They all got TikToks and
YouTube now.
It's fun to watch.
But
YouTube is doing the same thing. So
what we're watching though is the same thing we'd be watching on World Star. So it's like,
but the TikTok videos come to Facebook. I can see.
They're all interchangeable now, or Meta, whatever link.
Yeah, everything's linked together now.
So it's like, how do you get away from the ratchetness when you see some of the stuff?
You gotta. You have to.
Internet all
read a book. Come on now.
Right.
Read a book. Read a book. Yeah, man. But real quick question before we go on to our last topic. Do you think this law is gonna? Because California, they're bound to like have a law like this. Do you think this is gonna be nationwide? Mm-hmm. You think sooner or later this will be like a nationwide law?
Mm-hmm. Just because of how, like I said, that whistleblower really made Congress and everybody on the Hill pissed at how like teenagers can commit suicide from this app. They're damaging their bodies from the app. So yeah, I can see if you're starting to hurt your voters, I don't need you working or running a business.
All right. So for our last topic. When this came on my time, this was hilarious. But the possible story behind it, it makes sense. So, Pusha T, someone who I personally said was one of the best lyricists in hip hop. And I got dragged for that shit. But he came out with a diss track for Arby's at McDonald's. And I guess it's a marketing tool for Arby's new fish sandwich. And he was basically dissing the fish fillet. I'm not gonna lie, he had some bars in that song though. Like, it was the most ridiculous song ever, but he had some bars.
When y'all gonna stop dissing Arby's? They got money, bro. They out here. Arby's out here making plays. Yo.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you straight up. I'm not gonna lie. Like this Pusha T diss track, I think it made me want to try Arby's one more time. Like I might try Arby's one more time, cause
if they dropping fish sandwich, I'm gonna be in.
The fish sandwich, they got a fish. They got a fish deal. You can get a spicy roast beef sandwich and the regular one for like.
While you playing, I might just go on over there right after this.
Let me know. Give me beef and cheddar.
Oh my God,
give me beef and cheddar, fam.
But yeah, I mean, they even said that. I want to look up the actual number, but okay, yeah, it was saying that the song for Arby's generated an estimate $8.2 million in marketing exposure. So that was a good play on Arby's, because I mean, I wasn't really thinking about Arby's like that until this happened. So.
And then on top of that, I'm okay. Like, we should also be okay with it. If anybody mentioned us in a bad light, they mentioned McDonald's. Their sales probably went up too.
Yup.
Honestly, it's the same thing with Popeyes and Chick-fil-A. With their whole feud, the whole beef or whatever, they both of them made millions off of that.
Yeah.
I will say this: I had a chicken sandwich. They slacking now. Popeyes has dropped off. Chick-fil-A.
You got the one from Fowler?
Yeah.
I would have probably went to the one in Lehigh or something like that, or some other one, because the
one
in
Fowler distance with gas right now.
Yeah, the one I'm just saying, the one in Lehigh is solid. Every time I go there, it's solid.
In Lehigh is solid.
The one on Fowler is a hit or miss. So yeah, you know, it just all depends on the location. But
North Fort Myers or Palm Beach, maybe go to the hood. Yeah. But
if it's in the hood, it's definitely gonna be good.
But no, yeah, Arby's. I went to Arby's for St. Patty's Day because you know I want to get like a Reuben pastrami sandwich, whatever, something with corned beef, just to celebrate St. Patty's Day. They was sold out. That's how fast it was. They making money now, bro.
I mean, they do own Dunkin' and Buffalo Wild Wings, so I don't know. I'm just saying, like,
how you get flex like that? Well, you know.
But yeah, you know, that's another segment called Good, Bad, and What the Fuck. And now we're gonna get into some nerds talk.
Eugene here has been telling me to consistently watch Beastars.
Yes, I've been telling you, like, the anime is fire.
Yeah,
like,
man, I know. And then I gave it a shot. It's gas, as he says. Listen to
okay,
me,
thank you. Yo, some of them Netflix animes, they be hitting.
They be so
like, honestly, real quick before we get into this Beastar conversation, I've seen the trailer for that new Tekken anime. I cannot wait. Bro, the way they got King looking, bro, it's gonna be some fire.
Like, if they got the same creators, it was Namco that made Tekken, right?
Yeah, Namco,
they got the same, because they still do graphic design because like League of Legends they're doing that. So if they're getting the game developers who can they're still the drawers and animators and stuff, just make it into the movie. Oh, yes. You got the cuts. You do have to work making the cutscene, right? Finish a whole episode out. If they're getting those guys, that's gonna be the crispiest. It's gonna be like a Final Fantasy.
Oh yes.
But no, the Beast.
But yeah, back to Beastar.
I went in with open eye, like
with open mind
about it, just cause like I saw the animals and I was like, it's gonna be some superheroes and weird animals things. Nah, son, it kept it. What I strangely liked about it, it's like the book Animal Farm. You ever read the book Animal Farm?
Nah.
So like, Animal Farm, basically, the animals have become alive, essentially, become sentient, and they like kill off the farmer. They kill off the farmer, and then they start taking over the farm. But they all have their own personalities. They make a government, everything like that type of thing in the book. In this, because they're animals still, the same issues that they're having in the series happens in the book. Like there's carnivores, there's herbivores. They had to separate the two, and seeing the more in-depth relationships between different carnivorous animals and herbivores that they generated or created in this was really interesting. Because like the wolf, they gave the lone wolf persona. You know what I mean?
Lego Sheen,
yeah. And the lone wolf personality. So it was like,
even though he had a friend.
Yeah.
But it was just like a regular dog, a regular canine.
And even though I didn't even like, took a while to get to more.
I did low key like the fact that he was kind of socially awkward.
That's what I'm saying. That lone wolf personality or traits that he had, because he's still sociable and still can do stuff with people. But it was like they showed his socially awkwardness, the fact that he's used to being a loner.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And then they did the same thing with the deer. They made him a stag, and then I like how they portrayed each animal to what their traits are in like real nature. Yeah. So the stag had like was very prideful, stood strong. But then your boy was wild, was just grabbing him, show me your fangs.
I'm just like, yo, if he bite, he gonna take you. But when you get more into the second season, I know you just got to the first episode of the second season, but when you get into more in the second season, you're gonna see why he's like that.
Yeah, no, I figured.
Yeah, like you're gonna see more. You're gonna get more in depth of why the deer is like that.
And then
or like Louis,
right?
Yeah, Louis. You're gonna get more into seeing why Louis is so prideful and why he has that kind of attitude, like for real.
OG gangster son. The last scene, I won't pop the ball because it's been out already. Last scene with the Yakuza, and he walked up. He was like, "Yo, I want you to scream, cry for me, beg for your life." Had the gun in his mouth. Bah! I was like, "Yo, Louis, what?" Seal the deal. Louis was forever now been my favorite character. Just because I was like, yo, he was such a weird. Like he wanted the danger, but didn't want the danger. It was weird for him as he was. And then the relationships they throw in this.
Oh, it's wild. I mean, I think what I like about it is the fact that like it kind of plays into the whole like them not wanting to, go. They want to go against their nature, but in a way, their instincts always kick in. Like that one scene with Haru and Lego Sheen.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you think shit about to go down, but she's like, yo, like like my instinct is saying, yo, I'm prey.
Yeah.
And
that's the other one that got me kind of weird is like they show that relationship and it made the correlation to like real life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like we have to fight against our instincts now.
Yeah.
Like predator. So
like when they were having lunch together, and literally she would literally kick every single time, and he would eat because it's like, yo, she wants to run, but she likes him,
and she has to break that I guess the mental background of being, because he's a carnivore. Yeah. And it's a rabbit. To be fair, it's a white rabbit. But yo, when they was trying to smash, when they was trying to fuck, I was like, yo, what is happening right now? I said, break the scene down, right? He had to go get flowers for like some theater drama thing. Mm-hmm. All right, go get the flowers. Say less, man. Went with a homie. Homie dip. All right. He knew what was up with
it's
the girl.
just because
girl had bad
she's been rumored to get around.
She's a class hoe. You know what I'm saying? She was a class hoe. And then he didn't know that because he's a lone wolf. Yeah. So and she thought, oh, he here to get some. So
first he was like, oh, I'm just here to pick up flowers. But then after a while, she's just like, oh.
You here for the flowers. Mm-hmm. You here to get that flower. And then starts undressing herself and freaked him out. I'm telling you, it caught me off guard. of an anime. I was like, oh.
I mean, anime has kind of they pushed the limit on some shit, like,
Bruh, she was bad. For a rabbit, she was like a badass rabbit, bro.
I mean,
what am I looking at? Then they had rabbit porn. I was like,
oh yeah, the book.
There was a rabbit book of porn that was going around. The dude kept getting embarrassed because he kept finding it.
I mean, I only found it one time, but like literally, the panda was just like, yo. Oh yeah, it was twice. Like the panda was just like, yo, look, take this. If you get aroused, then
you like rabbits.
Yeah, then you're just weird. But if you don't, you're really fucked up in the head. You're really trying to eat this girl.
And he trying, yeah. The panda's the coolest dude for me too, because he's the only father figure you find
in the whole series. Yo,
he's the only one with no guidance. But
he guides him way more in the second season. Like, yo, you gon'
okay, because it was a panda. He just yeeted your boy just one time to the face. Hey, you don't show your fangs to me, fam. Check yourself. I was like, I'm already hooked.
I'm like, yo,
I'm a real father right there. He's like, you ain't gonna raise your voice to me. Popped him. Sat down on the chair, just hold his face.
And he's just like, yo, and
I was like, yo.
And he's just like, yo, why are you so strong? Like, he's like, oh, you're a panda, you're on the floor. He's like, nah, I eat straight bamboo. Mm-hmm. And I run this black market.
I work out. That's all I do. Just lift and drink bamboo tea. I was like, bro, what? Yeah, and
but it's so weird, like with how they shape the whole society, because the whole outside world in the city is supposed to be like, carnivores and herbivores are supposed to be able to coexist and everything. But then you see everything in the black market, and it's just like, yo, they still eating meat out here, bro. Like, yo.
But that just shows. But that shows how like
that's what I'm saying. They can't go against their instincts.
It can't go against the instincts.
And all the students are like, yo, this is how we gonna have to live.
But it shows that society still needs a vice. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, even with as nice as they were, because as animals they should coexist. Yeah. Even in this like advanced society of animals, they still need the black market to
control their urges.
Right, as a vice. Mm-hmm. So it's like it's if it would be their black market, it'd be like our drug market in the same way. Because like they were going wild when the man had the fingers.
The man's like, yo, look here, man.
You want to bite?
Just bite it real quick.
And he had missing fingers. People already came through. I was like, yo.
No, the tiger just like, yo, how much y'all got, man? Because I'm ready to go.
Hey, run your pockets, G. And he's like, nah, we can't be eating fingers, dog. We already here. That's the response you get. Nah, that whole dynamic of the black market eating of meat and the blood doping. Because they give very human aspects to these animals where you can be like, all right, I get how this. I can relate to these characters.
Because the man was like, oh, just a little rabbit's blood to give myself an edge, to help. He's like, oh, rabbit's blood,
bro.
And bro, that one scene with the play, like, bro,
that was dark. That got wild real quick. And I was like. And that's the other thing too, like with animes, I noticed they'll go too far with like abilities, powers, whatever. In this, they focus mainly on senses.
Yeah.
So like when you saw, because you know how like you take a deep breath of her, when he sensed her, he's then got like all red, but then his red disappeared, just showed him just raged out, and then like bit his neck and whatnot. The lion.
Yeah.
So like in those scenes, it's like okay, I thought they were gonna give him some crazy wolf power.
Nah, it's just
attack.
It's just like it's
just his primal instincts.
It's just basically how they are as animals. It's all just.
And then there was one lion that I thought was kind of interesting. There was the mare. So the mare is a lion.
Yeah, the mare's a lion. And he has human teeth.
Yeah. So he had got dentistry, and that got me thinking of like he was like.
He has to hide who he really is just to have this persona to get people to trust him.
Right.
It's just like any other politician.
Right. But just to be accepted. But he's not. It's not that he's doing it to fake it. They all know that he has no teeth. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be. It'd be different if it would be like that black chick from the NCAA with the white chick that came out to be black, and she was
from the NAACP.
Yeah. Yeah. Like if for her it was a lie. You know what I mean? In his case. He's doing it to make herbivores like
comfortable.
Yeah, you ain't gotta be afraid. I ain't got teeth, and it's like okay, but he still looked weird, and he was a dick for what he did. So, but no, Beastars. Watch it. I'm looking forward to season 3.
I hope they do season 3 because, like, honestly, because I've looked at some of the mangas and it's like for season 1 I think they kept more to the first 2 mangas, I believe so, but. For season 2, they was kind of going through a lot of them. Like I know, I think the most recent Beastar manga is basically is low-key gonna be like after the last episode of the second season, the second season of the anime. So I'm just wondering, like, how long is it gonna take? Like, how long is it gonna take for them to do a third season if they do a third season? And is it gonna be just the studio doing more of an original story? Because depending on how they pump out these mangas for Beastar, they might not have a story to play off because they kind of skipped. The second season was good, but it's like if you're comparing it to like the story wise for the manga, like you're skipping a lot, but you're showing so much in that one season. It's like, what more can you do?
I mean, I think that would be because I've noticed. I guess I know what you're talking about. It's a juggle that they have to do with comes to like manga and like animes. Because like with animes, like a manga, like four pages could describe one scene.
Yeah.
And
it's gonna be wild. Like for some people who are just big manga readers, can read a manga read a whole series of mangas in no time. They're gonna know what's gonna happen in the anime. So it's like. And then, it is that balance.
And then when you get to the animators, if they don't animate the scene as it was written correctly, because again you have to portray it without words.
I mean, you still have to give your own original adaptation to it. You don't have to go word by word, just like we were talking about with like certain movies. But you do kind of stick to the original story, but you can give your own like adaptation to it too. So.
But I have to. I'm excited to see the next couple episodes. I've now picked up on the first episode of season 2. So now.
And also another thing I would like to say, like the intro music for the second season. Dog.
I've been skipping. I've been too eager to just get right into it.
So for at least one of the like, for certain anime, certain shows, I gotta watch the intro.
I will say this.
It's beautifully done.
Their intro animation though. The first.
Oh yeah, the first one with the claymation, like that was great.
Hard. That shit was dope.
The second one, that just the theme music in general is fire.
Okay, I have to give that a shot.
Yeah.
But this has been a great season or a great series just to overall watch. It's especially now in this trying times. But it made it very like a eye opener or relatable, I guess you should.
Yeah, it's actually relatable to actual society.
And especially for people who don't watch anime. If you don't watch anime, Beastars is still a solid anime you can get behind.
Oh, of course.
Like, you can still relate to all the characters and all the animals.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll wrap this up.
Yeah, man. This has been the episode of TV Nerdz.
Gabe Stomach.
This Esoteric Child. Follow us on our Linktree /TV Nerdz. Got all our episodes.
What we got coming? Oh, we got a cooking competition coming up.
Oh yeah, me and him gonna go head to head.
So when I win
with the wing sauces, man.
When I win, we'll see the receipts for that, and then.
All right, bro. Just cause you got a chef's jacket don't mean nothing, man. Come on now. All right, man.
But catch us on another.
But this should definitely be fun. Yeah, we got a lot more coming. Lots. We got some changes gonna be coming too. So.
I think we got another show. We have a few more shows coming out because now we're working with Pickle Sausages, one of the Pickle Sausage Chronicles.
Yep.
We want to collab with them. So I'm excited.
This might not be therapy. He's working on that.
That's the show, right? This might not be therapy.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I am excited for that one too. And if we ever get that conspiracy theory podcast off too, like that's gonna be solid too.
To come with a name on it again.
Oh, that's a different one.
Yeah, I know, but the one Lily
different with me.
Yeah, no, we're gonna do a conspiracy corner. And he wanted us nerds, TV Nerdz, to help collab on that with our nerds conspiracy theories. But I think Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk are aliens trying to get back home.
That's why they launching the rockets.
That's my Kanye for today.
All right, man. Before we go off into a whole nother topic, this has been TV Nerdz. We out here. See y'all next time.
I keep coming back to you.